know what the Conservatives' plan is for the wheat board, what it really is all about. The fact the board has assets, they have rail cars, they have real estate, they have freighters, but the minister comes to the Ag Committee and says, well, actually, they don't have any assets. They're just over-leveraged. In fact, they're almost bankrupt. They don't have any money at all.
What a plan.
But then, of course, as the Assistant Deputy Minister in the next hour of testimony says, well, not really. What really is going on is they're not over-leveraged and they're actually paying out of their own financials on an ongoing basis. So clearly, this government has some sort of a hidden agenda for the wheat board. They intend to sell it off to the lowest bidder that will give no money back to the public treasury. Worst of all, no money back to the farmers. Why not?
The Honourable Minister of Agriculture.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I said no such thing at committee. What I said was the so-called assets are heavily leveraged. They have a building in Winnipeg worth some $10 million, according to real estate appraisals, that is on the books at $14 million because there's been some renovations done. They had a $75 million computer system that isn't needed anymore. They had over $200 million worth of pension payouts that were required. So all of these things start to add up, Mr. Speaker. The boats that he talked about, there was a deposit of $20 million against a $150 million loan. So there's a lot of money that's needed to be paid out, Mr. Speaker. There was some contingency monies, which has never been farmers' money. In fact, the board under the old Liberals went to court to prove that their raison d'etre was orderly marketing, not price premium.
The Honourable Member for Welland.
Mr. Speaker, we witnessed last fall what really happened when it came to the rail companies in this government. The government stood tall and said, well, we're going to be tough with the rail companies, they said. The reality, well, grain really didn't move. They said that the fines would be weekly. Well, now, or daily, now they're going to be weekly. So $300,000 a day became, well, maybe $300,000 a week. Now what we find out is they haven't fined anyone yet.
Really?
Not one rail company's been fined. Wow. CN didn't meet its targets. The company didn't hold them to account. When will the minister stand on her feet and say, the fines have been levied, the fines have been collected, and we're going to stand for farmers? Because right now they're not.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary and Minister of Transport.
The member knows, Mr. Speaker, that the enforcement process is underway, but what this government has continued to do is stand with the farmers, Mr. Speaker. An order in council that has been extended, that's more action, Mr. Speaker, more grain that's guaranteed to be moved by the rail companies, Mr. Speaker, and if they don't, they'll face the full force of law.
The Honourable